Okay, let's see how this works out. I have a very dull kitchen knife. Xylus stainless. Can't tell the rest there. Inox. That's surely got to be stainless in another language. Anyway, this thing is dull. I'm going to take a chance here. Hopefully it doesn't have a sharp spot on it. No, I wasn't pushing very hard, but that feels pretty. You can see it's leaving a line on my hand. So I'm pushing fairly hard. I'm going to try not to do that when I actually get it sharp now. You're going to need a sharpening steel for this, and then any mild stainless steel knives, soft stainless steel, which most of the kitchen knives you're going to buy are going to be relatively soft stainless steel. The knives that won't work with this are high carbon knives, like Japanese steel knives. Those are going to be fairly hard and are not going to work well with one of these sharpening steels. For those, you're going to want to use a whetstone to sharpen them. But for most other kitchen knives that are non-serrated, this is going to be your best way to sharpen a blade. And you're just going to try to match the angle that the manufacturer originally had, that small area of discoloration, or the change in color at the very leading edge, that little 1/10 of a millimeter at the leading edge. That is the angle of attack that you're going to try to match with your blade on this sharpening steel. You can get these sharpening steels on Amazon or other websites for anywhere from $15 to $30 typically. Nicer ones are going to cost a bit more, but you can get one that'll work perfectly fine for about $15 to $20. You're going to want to sharpen both sides. And you'll be able to tell as you switch from one direction to the other on this one side of the blade to the other. You'll be able to tell once it's getting sharp because you'll feel a little bit of resistance. It's going to take a while. This was pretty dull to start with. It feels pretty good. And I'm not pushing with a lot of force, maybe a pound. Yeah, it's starting to feel pretty good. You can definitely tell the feel changes. It starts to catch on the sharpening steel quite a bit more as you get sharper. Let's see where we are. We're getting there. Still got a ways to go, I'd say. I actually blunted this blade pretty substantially before the video to make sure that it wasn't going to chop my hand off, but also to give you a good honest video from a dull blade to a very sharp blade. Be careful. Don't let your kids try this. You'll end up with fingers severed off on the stove. I guess I should just say don't do this at all. That would clear the most liability. Don't do this. This is how I do it though. Once you get an edge that you like, you want to be real gentle on the sharpening so that you don't just keep bending the leading edge back and forth, because if you push too hard, all you're going to do is roll the leading edge one direction, then roll it back the other direction, and end up with a dull knife. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's fairly sharp. And this is just printer paper, just regular printer paper, so it's pretty flimsy. But I think we achieved what we were going for. Another one I sharpened a little bit ago. it is important once you get a good edge established that you do keep these sharp. A lot easier to keep it sharp than it is to sharpen it once it loses its edge. And these sharpening steels will wear out. So eventually you're going to have to replace it. Feels pretty good. That could be sharper. I think it is about time for a new sharpening steel. Well, that knife does not want to do it, making a liar out of me. That feels better. Okay, good enough. If this was at all helpful, I appreciate a like and subscribe. If you got any other recommendations or anything else you'd like us to do for you, definitely leave it in the comments below. I do read those and respond, and would be happy to make a video if it's helpful to anybody. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one.